Nigeria is breeding hunger, insecurity and poverty everywhere. Yet, when crisis hits, President Bola Tinubu is not in Abuja, not in Lagos, but in Paris, France. Why does our leader keep running to France, a country that Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso have boldly rejected? What is Nigeria really gaining? Or is France simply milking us dry? Welcome to Chinick TV, the channel that gives you the truth behind the headlines, exposing the power games shaping Nigeria's future. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe because your voice matters here. Tonight, we are going to start with the mystery of Tinubu's trips. Since coming to power in 2023, Tinubu has visited France more times than any other country. Sometimes for medical reasons, sometimes for summits, other times for so-called private visits. But here is the problem. Nigerians are never told the full story. No communiques, no clear agreements, no results we can point to. Compare this with past presidents. Obasanjo was always in America or the UK. Buhari was gummed to London for medical trips. But Tinubu, he has made Paris his second home. And Nigerians are asking, what is so special about France? Why not Germany? Why not the US? Why not our African neighbors? Now let us look at France and West Africa, a troubled history. To understand Tinubu's love affair with France, we must remember history. For decades, France has acted as a big brother in West Africa. It controlled currencies, influenced elections, and even stationed soldiers in Mali, Niger, and Chad. But recently, something historical happened. Sahel countries like Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger Republic kicked France out, accusing it of neo-colonialism and exploitation. They turned to Russia, China, and their own people for strength. So why these neighbors are rejecting France? Tinubu seems to be running towards it. Does it make Nigeria look like a strong, independent African giant, or a country still tied to colonial strings? Now let us look at the Macron-Tinubu connection. Another angle is Tinubu's personal diplomacy. He seems to have built a relationship with France President Emmanuel Macron. Macron has positioned himself as a youthful reformer, trying to reset France's image in Africa. For Tinubu, being seen in Paris might look like legitimacy on global stage. It gives him photos, handshakes, and the image of international respect. But for Nigerians suffering at home, this optics means nothing if there is no roads, no jobs, no light, and no food on their table. The question is Tinubu going to France for Nigeria or for himself? Let's talk about costs. Every presidential trip is expensive. Chartered planes, delegations, hotel bills, allowances, security, and while Tinubu is shaking hands in Paris, Nigerians are struggling with fuel prices, food inflation, and Naira collapse. How do we justify millions spent on foreign trips while ordinary families can't afford a bag of rice? If there are deals with France, where are they? Why are they secret? Why is the National Assembly not demanding transparency? Before we continue, let's pause and ask these 6 tough questions every Nigerian should be asking President Tinubu. 1. What exactly do you keep going to France for? And why are Nigerians never given full details? 2. What tangible benefits has Nigeria gained from your repeated Paris visits? Jobs, investments, technology, where are they? 3. Why France, when countries like Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso have boldly rejected France's influence as neo-colonial? 4. How much do these trips cost Nigerian taxpayers at a time when citizens can't even afford food or transport? 5. Why not travel more to US, China or African neighbors to diversify partnerships instead of over-relying on France? 6. Are you serving Nigeria's interests or protecting personal and political ties in Paris? These are the questions the media, the National Assembly, and every ordinary Nigerian must demand answers to. Because without answers, the trips will continue to look like escapism, not leadership. What Nigeria really needs? Nigeria doesn't need more foreign trips. We need working refineries. We need stable electricity. We need jobs for our millions of youths. We need security in the north and peace in the south. Our president should be traveling across Nigeria, to Maiduguri, to Onitsha, to Jos, to Ibadan, not camping in Paris. Leadership is about presence. Leadership is about accountability. And leadership is about results. Now let us look at the risk of over-reliance on France. By relying too heavily on France, Nigeria risks losing its independence in foreign policy. What if France dictates our economic reforms? What if it pressures us on oil, gas or military agreements? Remember, a country without self-determined policies is not free. And a leader who prioritizes foreign threats over domestic crisis risks being seen as disconnected from his own people. At the end of the day, Nigerians are not asking Tinubu to stop foreign relations. We are asking for clarity, accountability and balance. If France truly brings value, show us the contracts, the benefits, the jobs created, the industries boosted. Until then, this trip looks like escapism, a president running away from Nigeria's pain. What do you think? Is Tinubu serving France more than Nigeria? Or is there a hidden strategy we don't yet see? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Chinick TV and share this report so more Nigerians can ask the questions that matter.